knowing when to go to a doctor versus doing home remedies, natural remedies at home, is very important. So I made this mistake and I want to share this story really quickly. Now, I feel like a lot of people face this dilemma. It's like, should I go to the doctor or should I just, just do some natural home remedies and I'll be fine? Now, the two big things to worry about in this case, I'll talk about that, and then I'll also share my story, and I'll share someone else's story, and hopefully we can get a clearer picture on this. And I just want to share what happened with me. I'm not telling you what you should do, just to, it's just something that happened, and I feel like I need to share it, and people need to know. That way it can help guide your decision during whatever it is that you're going through. So I'm a big believer, let me start with that, big believer of doing home remedies because, it's healthier, it's easier, more convenient. Now, viral is one of the places where there isn't really much a doctor can do. You can go to a doctor for a viral, cold kind of thing, and there's not much they can help with, but you can do a lot at home. Ginger tea, this, that, other stuff that will help you. Now, of course, there's an exception to that too, which is certain things like bronchitis, pneumonia. What if you've just kind of had this lingering cough? It's not getting better. You don't want to just say, oh, but it's just a cough. Well, we've had it for a few weeks. Go to the doctor if you can't overcome it. And same thing with anything else. Like, it doesn't matter if, what kind of viral symptoms you have, if they're getting worse or just not getting better over time, give it a few days, right? When on the onset of a viral cold-like symptom, you can start doing oxalate, vitamin C, dissolvable multivitamin tablets and powders. Those are great. Other stuff, you already know. You can look it up. You can do all those things before you even when you feel like it's coming on but hasn't fully come on. And then you can do it when you're in that phase of fully having gotten the viral. So now it's been a few days and you've already done this, before you fully got your viral. You kind of feel like, I'm sort of starting to get it. You do it the next day, and then now the third day you've fully gotten it, and the fourth and the fifth day you've still done it. And you know what? You just realize your fifth or sixth day, it's actually getting so much worse. Go to the doctor, right? So that's one of the cases you go to the doctor when you do have a viral that's been lingering. Second case is a bacterial infection. Now, I just put out a video on this too, where I was talking about, when you have an infection, ear infection, other kind of thing, you can do these home remedies. And, I made this mistake, which is just doing home remedies, because I thought, I'd be okay. This is just an infection, ear infection or whatever else. Now, the big category is viral versus bacterial. If it's UTI or something that is a bacterial infection, that, don't do home remedies. Bacteria is a whole different category. You gotta go to the doctor, you gotta get antibiotics for your bacterial infection. Now, in my case, I did suspect it was a bacterial infection, but I thought I'll just do garlic and this and that and turmeric and other things. And so the first 3 days, my symptoms didn't really get better, but they didn't quite get worse either. And then the fourth day, I actually got a really bad kidney infection, and I had to go to the ER, and I spent like a big part of the night at ER, and I almost lost my kidney. So that's something to think about, right? I mean, it was so bad, the infection is so bad. On the chart where they say, your bacterial count that's healthy is 0 to 5, mine just said greater than 100. And everything was listed as large, large, large. They said, well, technically we have micro, extra small, small, medium, large, some 5 categories like that. And mine was just the max. I was maxed out of everything. They didn't even have numbers for certain. They just said greater than this, greater than, because it was so high. It was so bad. And infections can spread throughout your body. It's just, a good lesson for me to learn that when I have a bacterial infection, I should go to the doctor immediately without trying to do any home remedies. Now, I thought that if I have a fever, that's when I need to go to the doctor. And turns out I had such a severe infection and I didn't have a fever at all. I had some chills. My body temperature had dropped a little bit, like it was 96.9, 97.3 range, a little bit lower than 98.6, right? I didn't think much of it. And then I learned you don't have to have a fever for it to be serious. So coming out of the ER, that really opened my eyes. Like, my pain was so bad that they gave me one full shot of whatever painkiller they give an IV, and then it helped a little bit, and they had to give me another one, and that helped a little bit more, and I was still in pain, so much so that they couldn't give me a third one because my blood pressure had dropped to like 90/57, and I was like really low. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna read more painkillers because your blood pressure dropped from 120/65 to 90/57. And so anyway, and then I was out today with a friend discussing the summer camp that I'm gonna run. Topic for another day for kids. Not starting this Monday, but next Monday. So in a week, in 7-8 days. And so I told her about this, and she's like, she has bronchitis, and we were discussing this, and I said, oh yeah, I had an infection, and I did go to the doctor, and it got so worse, it spread in my body, and and she said that her financial advisor, who she's been working with, you know, a pretty healthy, very healthy guy in his 50s, so fairly young, not a very old guy, a middle-aged person, really healthy, a lot of energy. She's been working with him for many years, good friend of hers. And she was, you know, working on something, had some calls, and then she got something in mail about voting, and she wanted to call him and just kind of check, hey, by the way, should I be voting this or that, or, you know. And he was very quick at responding, quick at calling back, and emails, just, you know, great, a lot of energy, you know, great guy, and great friend of hers. And her other friend, Marilyn, also uses the same financial advisor. So she calls him, and he doesn't answer that day, so she leaves a message. Several days go by, and he doesn't call back, which is very surprising. He's never done that before. And so she says, okay, let me call him again and send him an email too, just in case something might have happened, he didn't receive it. And then a couple more days go by, and he doesn't respond, and my friend thinks something's wrong. This is not normal, he doesn't do this. So she goes online and just types his name, Storm, whatever his name is, in Google. And the first thing that pops up is Storm's obituary. It's like his whatever name is, right? First name, last name, this financial advisor's obituary. And she just goes, oh my God! Like, how did this happen? And it's just, you know, she was really shocked, really surprised, and she calls her friend Marilyn to say, oh my God, did you see this? And she says, oh my God, no, I have no idea what just happened. This healthy guy, what just happened? And turns out he just died. And Marilyn, had seen him week prior, and he was lying on his couch just looking really sick. And, you know, she says, you look terrible. And he says, yeah, I feel terrible. It's just this bad cold that's just not going away. It's just kind of like a flu. I have flu-like symptoms. And she says, go to the doctor. It's been a week, right? Or 2 weeks or something. And so he says, yeah, I'll go next week. And it didn't happen. So he only had his flu, cold, whatever, for a week or 2 weeks, I think. Which, if you think about it, is a long time, right? You don't want to wait for more than 4 or 5 days, especially when it's starting to get worse. And still, you know, at the same time, we think, you know what, 2 weeks is a pretty short time, right? So we have that dichotomy. Sometimes we think 2 weeks is a really long time, and then we think, 2 weeks is a really short time. It's all perspective. So 2 weeks is a long time for a viral infection to continually get worse and not see a doctor. And it does feel like a short time because, you know, like my friend has bronchitis, and her doctor's like, yeah, it can take 8 weeks to get away and get over it, and it takes a long process. But guess what? She's waiting it out because her doctor has checked her. She got it checked out. And you know, it was kind of lingering for her for several weeks. But it was kind of there, kind of not there. She was better, and then her cough started. And then when it started to get worse, she only waited a few days and then just immediately saw her doctor when she noticed that it's getting worse. So even though it had been a few weeks of her having those symptoms because they were pretty suppressed, right? So in his case, it was 2 weeks of 1 to 2 weeks of continuously getting worse. And that is key, right? In bronchitis, 3-4 weeks, not so much, because the symptoms were A, just low, not really much there, and B, she was checked out at some point and told it does take 8 weeks. So in his case, yeah, different, right? It was getting worse, and he didn't seek medical advice. Call the nurse line, um, go see your doctor. Your insurance should cover it, and you know, go to urgent care. And there's Walgreens has Swedish Express that you can go to, and a lot of even low-income insurance will cover it at 100%. So kind of seek out. Just big, yeah, gotta go see a doctor. So anyway, and that was it. So Marilyn tells her, yeah, he looked like really, really sick, and it was getting worse, and he said he'll go see a doctor, and he passed away. And turns out, I guess they did an autopsy or something, that he had pneumonia, and he died of pneumonia, and that's all it takes for pneumonia to kill, I guess, 2 weeks or so. It's shocking. I mean, someone told me once, and it was just amazing. It really stayed with me, that we can't affect the quantity of our life, that destiny that's written. We can affect the quality of our life, right? So although I'm sharing the story of somebody dying, I don't think, personally, coming from a faith perspective or a spiritual perspective, I don't think he could have done anything to save himself, because his time was there. At the same time, right, we can affect the quality of our life instead of just being sick, making things get worse, not seeing the doctor, trying home remedies, doing this, that, just making things worse. The quality of life is suffering. We have lots of pain and lethargy, right? We can affect the quality of our life by seeing our doctor sooner, okay? Not the quantity. That's something we don't often have control of. And of course, there are people who are going to defer in that opinion, which is fine too. Either way, it's important, whichever way you fall. If you believe it can affect your quantity of life or not, doesn't matter. At least you know you can affect your quality of life. So go see your doctor soon enough. And that's all I want to share in this episode. So post below, and we'll share in the community, when did this happen to you, when you didn't go to a doctor soon enough and you found out, oh my God, it got so much worse, and you wish you had gone earlier. So share that, and maybe, when we read some of these comments, we'll realize, oh wait, I have those symptoms, wait, I didn't even think about that. Because in my case, I just didn't think about it. I thought, oh, I don't have a fever, and it just, just seems okay, and it got so much worse, right? So share that, we'll build a community, post below, ask questions, and hopefully we can help each other get better, stay healthier, live happier lives. And you're welcome to follow my journey, my health journey, and my entrepreneurial journey. And we will all just get healthier, happier, wealthier together. Health is part of our wealth, so let's take care of that. And it's such a good lesson for me to go to the doctor when it's not getting better, especially when it's bacterial infections. It's just great to know. So it's really important to know for me now, just have to keep that in my mind. Just such a valuable lesson. Knowing when to go to the doctor versus when to do natural home remedies. Just knowing that's really important. And there's sometimes blurry lines, right? So, oh, I don't have insurance, or oh yeah, but my doctor has an appointment 2 weeks out, and I don't, maybe you should go to urgent. There's obviously a lot of gray areas, but just that being in that space where you say, okay, sometimes this has more precedence, sometimes that does. Knowing when to do what, like checking in with yourself, really, really important. So, good lesson for me here. And have a great day. See you next time.